This is the weekend edition of iFIBER 1 News, where we present some of the top stories from this week and your weekend weather forecast.
And I know you're looking forward to a nice weekend, and I have just the menu for you. The winds of today going bye-bye, and the temperature is very nice. All the details coming on up.
I'm Roger Adelson. Stay tuned for more on the weekend edition of iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
One of our top stories for this week was Soap Lake's gallery opening at the Moses Lake Museum and Art Center. And here with the story is Jeff Chu.
The quirky little arts community of Soap Lake went on exhibit at Moses Lake Museum and Art Center. The gallery exhibit, called Side Stitched and In Between, Soap Lake Through the Lens and More, is dedicated to the late Soap Lake arts advocate Brent Blake. It opened Friday night with great fanfare. Soap Lake photographer Kathy Kiefer, who curated the exhibit with artist Allison Gooding, says it seemed to be channeling Brent Blake's positive spirit and energy.
I feel like there's a real presence of Brent Blake. I mean, if you pan and you see the almost full-size image of him sitting in the chair. It's a black and white portrait that Gavin Syme took, but it's a really beautiful image of Brent. And then we have that blob from the piece from the mechanical lava lamp that was in Times Square for, I don't know how millions of people saw it. Here it is in this museum. You know, if you just look at the eyes are watching, there's been a lot of eyes on that, and still people can still see it today and just, learn a little bit about Brent and his legacy.
Soap Lake's own 91-year-old Bonnie guitar was introduced by Soap Lake Mayor Raymond Gravel. She and her band Blue Indigo performed some of her favorites.
Some letters you wrote me this morning.
Raffle tickets were sold for a colorful community-made quilt to raise money for the Brent Blake Scholarship Fund to benefit art students at Big Bend Community College. The scholarship fund was recently created in the name of Blake, who died last year of cancer.
We wanted it to really represent Soap Lake. We wanted it to feel like Soap Lake, and we wanted people who artists in Soap Lake to have a part in it, to show their work. It's a very inclusive show. It's really inclusive, and that's the way we wanted it. It feels like Soap Lake.
Kiefer said she was happy with the outcome of the exhibit.
It's turned out beautifully.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
Another top story this week was about Vision 2020's annual citywide cleanup. Here's Vivian Huang with the story.
For 12 years, Vision 2020 has gathered groups of volunteers, taking to the streets for the annual Moses Lake citywide cleanup. Volunteers lined up behind the Porterhouse Steakhouse, where vests, garbage bags, and route assignments were distributed. Cleanup route coordinator Alan Haru said the significance in the event lies in Vision 2020's dedication to the city and making it a better place.
Basically, as you're driving down the road, if you look around, there's a lot of litter, and it's not necessarily people throwing things out of their cars, although that does happen a lot, but it's garbage cans that aren't covered, things that get knocked over, just the wind around here. It'll move garbage from one place to another place, and it all accumulates beside roads, in fences, in fields, and if somebody doesn't go out and pick that up, it sticks there, and it just doesn't look good. It's a very bad image as people are driving towards town, and so what we try to do is make sure that my focus as the route guy who handles where people are going is first, the main entrance is into Moses Lake, and then the streets that people are going to travel the most when they're visiting town, because what we want to do is put our best foot forward and try to make the image that we portray, be as neat and tidy as we can.
Haru also notes the areas in the city that need the most attention change constantly depending on where the wind blows.
The fields behind the movie theater, as you have buildings and such in town, there's nothing that really stops the garbage till it hits the fields, and then it sticks in the weeds. The big wall up along Highway 17 on the south end gets a whole lot of garbage that accumulates in the fence over there. The fence along Highway 17 over by Lowe's we'll get a lot in there because, you know, as things blow, it hits the field on the edge of the road, and that's where it sticks. Now, if the wind had been blowing the other direction this week, it'd be the other end of town that's getting it. So it really kind of depends.
For iFIBER 1 News, this is Vivian Huang.
A mile-long stretch of road in Moses Lake is closed for blasting. Reporter Jeff Chu has the details.
Part of a closed mile-long section of Road N northeast north of Moses Lake was scheduled to be blasted late today. Tomer Construction of Ephrata is excavating the section of Road N between Roads 8 and 9 northeast to make way for pavement. The road segment is scheduled to be closed until May 21st. Blasting was required to remove about 2 feet of a high point in the road for better sight distance and a 50-mile-per-hour speed limit. I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
Now we take a look at individuals with warrants issued by the Grant County Sheriff's Office.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We'll be right back after this.
Hey, how do you TDM?
Fish taco.
Chicken burrito. No. Chicken taco. I mean,
I want fire on my burrito. I want jalapenos. I want habanero sauce. I want it hot, hot, hot.
rice, beans, lettuce, tomato, and that is it.
I like nachos. I like nachos.
2 pork tacos with creamy chipotle sauce, and make it a combo.
Love fish tacos.
Gotta be fresh, gotta be fast, gotta be to go, gotta get out of here.
Stop by today and TDM with our new creamy chipotle sauce.
Doc, your run clock's here, but our network is down. What do you want me to do?
I just noticed. Call JL Computers. He's probably already on it.
Computer systems and networks are not only vital to doing business, they are often the key to efficiency and profitability. At JL Computers, we offer continuous monitoring of your system and provide immediate support when something goes wrong. Call today and talk to our certified technicians about your needs.
And hi there, everybody. Hope you enjoyed your Friday. Meteorologist Don Morelli with you here on iFIBER Channel 1 News Weather and your forecast brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota Dealers. Toyota, let's go places. Now the headlines, of course, focuses in on the weekend a bit with a seasonal start, but then looking forward after the weekend, turning on the warm side. The winds, which were gusty today, and the showers overnight last night, and a few sprinkles here and there, diminishing overnight tonight, leading us into a superb seasonal weekend. Hope you have some good plans because Mother Nature certainly has quite a weekend for you. Temperatures approaching the mid-80s by the time we hit maybe Monday, but more likely Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. In the meantime, temperature this afternoon topped out at 64, morning low of 49. Last night we picked up 0.08 of an inch of precipitation. Normally 70 and 44 are the extremes, and in Moses Lake we picked up around 0.15 of an inch of precipitation. 1600s to be more specific, 64 degrees and 48, the extremes for the last day of the work week. And now let's focus in on what's going on right now, and it's starting the weekend this Friday night. 62 degrees, partly to mostly cloudy skies, a breeze still a little gusty, 15 to 20 miles an hour, and some gusts still 25 to 30, but again, overnight tonight that'll tend to decrease. Taking a look at the forecast of the clouds and precipitation. Now, again, the model tends to overdo it a bit, but you see the spotty showers. Gives you an idea that there are some evening showers still here and there, particularly west of the Cascades. But overnight tonight, we'll put it into motion to see how, in our neck of the woods, get that rain shadow effect and things really dry on out. Saturday afternoon looking very nice. Again, I mentioned it. Superb Saturday. And looking ahead to Sunday, even a better day. Although you see an afternoon shower possible, but again, the models tend to overdo it a bit, but still shows you there's still a little instability in the air for an afternoon shower, but generally I'm not even looking forward to it. This action out here, don't worry about it. Looks like that'll just help to pump up the heat as that goes way up to the northwest of us into British Columbia. More afternoon highs statewide, 50s and 60s. West of the Cascades, still a few showers around, upper 50s, lower 60s, the inland northwest. Again, a few showers around in the higher elevations, but again, not a bad afternoon really. The winds will be a lot less around our vicinity and looking for a pretty nice day in the mid-60s. A little bit below season levels, but just about where we should be for this time of the year. And look at that, 66, very common, not much temperature difference from north to south or east to west across our viewing area. Specifically though, let's bring it on in. You can see looking for 60s tomorrow and near 70 on Sunday. A little chilly in the morning hours, but all in all, looking pretty good. Warmer into next week. Enjoy your weekend, everybody.
It's been called the most inspiring vehicle ever made, boasting a 5-star safety rating and named as a top safety pick. It's also done more to help our environment than any other car in the world. It's Toyota's Prius. Now with your choice of the regular model, the larger Prius V, or the smaller Prius C. Saving fuel, reducing harmful CO2 emissions, and offered to you with excellent savings. Toyota's Prius family. Drive one today at any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers. Toyota. Let's go places.
Call us crazy, but we like to think a clean car runs a little better. Increase the value of your truck, car, boat, or RV at Avila Detailing in Moses Lake by giving it that special look you've been waiting for. Beat the heat with tinted windows. Let us shampoo or reupholster the inside of your ride. You put in a lot of miles this summer. Isn't it about time for a tune-up? And keep in mind that we offer free pickup and drop-off. Like us on Facebook for our weekly specials. Avila Detailing in Moses Lake. Give your ride what it deserves.
Welcome back. Our next story is about a proposed new clubhouse and conference center in Quincy. Here's Jeff Chu with the story.
A proposed 6,500 square foot new clubhouse and conference center at the Port of Quincy's Colacum Ridge Golf Course has received positive reviews. The brainchild of the golf course's pro shop manager, Scott Calkins, was recently presented to the Port Commissioners at a hearing where the public weighed in strongly in favor. The golf course is located about 4 miles south of Quincy. Calkins, who manages the Port's existing 1,400 square foot clubhouse that seats about 25 inside its restaurant, talked about where the vision originated.
Phone calls, from everything from people looking for a facility to do a wedding reception to a class reunion to small businesses that needed to have a space to do a safety meeting. And then, of course, the golf course itself needs that facility as well to be able to facilitate larger size golf tournaments, everything of that nature. So that's why I just really felt that it would be a win-win situation for both the Quincy Valley community and for, Colacum Ridge Golf Course.
He expanded on the proposal.
Allows enough seating in a conference center area for about 250 people, restaurant to be able to supply that as well, which also is a good number for the golf course. That 150 range is about a max tournament that you would have here at the golf course, so it would help us out that way as well.
2 conference center sites are proposed on the 18-hole golf course off State Route 283 and White Trail Road. The course has been owned by the Port for about 6 years.
The proposed site would either be right here, real close to this existing putting facility area over this water retainment section that they're not using anymore for that. So that would be one option. The other option is actually located in the middle of the golf course, right dead center off of White Trail Road here. So both of those will be under discussion, once it gets to that point.
Pat Conley, a Port Commissioner for 18 years, said the Port will seek a community development block grant through the State Department of Commerce and Grant County to finance the proposal. He explained what's next for the project that would include a banquet hall, restaurant, lounge, snack bar, pro shop, and deck outside.
We will we'll work on the grant process and just see what the availability of it is. We'll try and go ahead and come up with the design so we have a more conceptual idea of what it's going to be. We don't have any intentions of taking it out of any of our operating funds or our tax revenue base right now.
Conley believes the conference center would be a good fit for the Quincy Valley.
It's a facility that isn't really in competition with too many things. It's not big like the community center in town or some other places, and it just gives everything an affordable place for people to try and do things.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back after this.
Give your car the bath of a lifetime at Glass House Car and Dog Wash. Our personal attendants will focus on your vehicle's needs, and our new touchless technology guarantees the best wash possible. And as always, our tire scrubbers and rim spray will increase the life of your tires and leave them gleaming. Water spots don't fly here. We will hand dry your vehicle every time. Get in, get out, get clean at the Glass House Car and Dog Wash, located at 914 North Stratford Road in Moses Lake.
What's important at Eagle Home Mortgage is taking care of our clients, being honest, and doing loans full of integrity.
We understand that every borrower situation is unique. We offer a variety of products to help meet individual requirements.
What sets us apart is that we get things done, and we get things done at a fast pace. It doesn't take days and days. Se habla español.
Our next story is about Soap Lake's skate park renovation progress, and reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
Kenneth Doris, a Smokeyam Alternative School student, was quick to praise improvements to Soap Lake's skate park.
Way better, by far.
Soap Lake business owners Tom and Sue Rawls led the skate park improvement project. The Rawls, who own Soap Lake Yacht Club, a paddleboard and kayak rental shop, pulled together a team of community volunteers. They moved several skateboard trick ramps from the town of Elmira, about 40 miles away. Elmira closed its skate park to expand other park facilities. It took 4 trips, a donated forklift, and 3 trailers to haul all the equipment to the facility at Smokeyam Park, formerly East Beach. Some of the ramps, such as the half pipe, were accepted as is with the idea of upgrading them later. Kenneth said he would be willing to pitch in to fix the ramps and even raise money needed to do the job.
We could probably do something like fundraisers or something, because they're going to need about $3,000 or something to fix it, because all the wood is rotted.
Project leader Tom Rawls says it's now up to Soap Lake's leaders and skate park users to come forward and add the finishing touches to the park's equipment.
The deck has to be rebuilt on that half pipe because of the fact that it was just made out of just 2x6s that weren't outdoor grade. So we're gonna, when we put it back together, we're gonna use outdoor grade material, and it'll last a lot longer.
The Rawls say they are grateful to those volunteers who helped them move the skate park components.
I had 5 people from the fire department. I had 2 people from the food bank, several private parties that helped. There was like 3 or 4 private parties that helped, 3 trailers, and 1 person loaned us another car hauler trailer, so they gave us 3 trailers on the initial part of the move.
Before the Rawls effort, the park wasn't much more than a large concrete slab, a metal ramp, and a small rail.
Well, the people of Soap Lake were excited to get it. You can see that we got quite a few kids down here today, and there's been, with the kids, it's great for them, so it kind of gives them some place to come and hang out and practice skateboarding. Maybe one of these days they'll be like a Tony Hawk or something, who knows.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
We'll be right back after this.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
My mom was never comfortable in any of her chairs. Getting in and out of them was hard on her joints. We found a solution at In-Home Medical. They have a great selection of lift chairs. Many cost less than national brand recliners. Some even featuring heating and vibration for added comfort. They can take her from a flat sleeping position to nearly standing. We found everything she needs for a much better quality of life at In-Home Medical.
The next story is about how Grant County residents can effectively grow vegetable gardens as weather gets warmer. And here with the story is Jeff Chu.
Now's the time for those who want to break ground in the vegetable garden. Mona Kaiser, a volunteer gardening advisor for Washington State University Extension's Grant Adams Area Master Gardeners, shared some tips for healthy, productive food gardens. First, don't plant warm season crops too early.
WSU considers frost-free for eastern Washington from May 15th through October 15th. And those are really important dates to plant your garden by.
What's safe to plant now?
Actually, cucumbers can be put in the ground, seeds can be put in the ground, corn, beans, the cucumbers, your squash. And now cucumbers or squash could freeze yet. Now, tomatoes, peppers, I'd hold those off till the end of the month.
Planting warm season starts too soon can set the plants back and not get you ahead of the game, according to Kaiser. Other tips, a garden plot should be located where it will get at least 6 hours of sun a day. The most common question master gardeners get is how to grow good tomatoes. It all depends on your taste and why you are growing them.
Most people grow tomatoes. We're kind of trying to outdo each other with tomatoes. And the biggest problem I think that you have with tomatoes is when now we have this hot weather, people are pumping up their water. People let their tomatoes dry out and then water them a whole bunch, and that drains the calcium out of the soil, and then you get the blossom end rot. If you don't straighten out your watering the way you water, consistently keeping the soil moist, not wet, but moist.
She named some popular tomato varieties around Grant County.
Aroma that I like, I have tried some new ones this year. Early Girl's good, it's just that it hasn't been in my garden real good, and it's probably because we don't like each other or something. Better Boy, I like Better Boy. 4th of July is a nice tomato.
One of the gardener's biggest decisions is what seeds to buy.
Try to get varieties that have resistance to disease.
If you choose to use chemical fertilizer, Kaiser recommends brands with a low nitrogen rating to keep foliage down and increase vegetable productivity. For those looking for vegetable plant starts, the Master Gardener's annual plant sale takes place at the season opening of Moses Lake Farmers Market. The sale to raise money to help support the Master Gardener's work runs from 8 a.m. to noon Saturday at Moses Lake's McCosh Park on Dogwood Street at 4th Avenue. I'm Jeff Chu for iFIBER 1 News.
That wraps up our weekend edition. iFIBER 1 News will be back on Monday at 5 p.m. with the latest news from around the Columbia Basin. Thank you for watching.